When I first started guiding a hunt, I used G&H shell decoys. I had
The big ones.
4 dozen regular small ones, and I had a dozen 747s. And that was my first spread I ever had. And I bought.
And you guys killed stuff over it, and you probably still could.
We killed a ton of
days.
We killed a ton of birds back then over them. And the first decoys I got 10 dozen real geese silhouettes. Yeah. That was my first deal. And then Jim Cripe and all them tried to sue me for using real geese, not outlaws, and that turned into a whole fucking mess. But that was the first silhouettes I had, was 10 dozen of them.
Yeah. And I remember when Odell showed up and he had these decoys. They were like human sized with cuts in them, and he'd like lay them over people.
Yep. We just quit that. We just quit that about 10 years ago.
I just belly laughed because I was his helper. For the first year, I was the helper. Bird cleaner, spotter, whatever. And we killed birds because they were so stupid. They were just, it didn't matter. It was more for the clients than anything else, because you could have laid out there on a backboard with a ghillie blanket and shot them until you were blue.
That's exactly right. I had such a misnotion about how good a guide I was, because I would have a hot field every day to hunt. And when I say a hot field, I was hunting a field with 5,000 to 10,000 geese in it at least every day. And I would have a flag, and I was the first person up here to even have a flag, and that sumbitch was like a magic wand. And all I had to do is flip a flag every once in a while. But the geese would lock in a mile away. And they wouldn't even circle. Yeah. I mean, birds never circled. We never had a bird circle. They just come right in, and you shoot your limit real quick, and you're done. I mean, it took longer to put the decoys out than it did to shoot your birds, unless you hunted down by rule, and then it would be an hour before the birds would get there after the sun come up. But
or if you had to go out to the hike box, and then you had to, walk your crap out there, and it took longer to get out there than it did to shoot your birds.
My guys always had a bitching complaint when we used to hunt wheat. Always used to bitch. God,
it's harder to hide.
It is, and you're going to run traffic sometimes because they're going to rack up behind you. But it's hard to not hunt a field when you got 30,000 geese in it the night before.
Jeff was talking about the flag. I remember when we first started flagging, you could move geese side to side before they finished with a flag. Yep. If you put a flag on one end and a flag on the other end, and if they were pushing off too far to one side, you'd be like, Stevie, flag, pop, pop, pop. The whole flock would drift right till you're ready to, go.
Those were the good old days. I had an old doctor one time here, and he was a real asshole. His clients, his buddies hated him. They came back without him. But he wanted to sit on the end because he thought the end was going to be the better place to be. And the birds would drift from like right to left, and they would come across the right, and they would come right in. Well, I'd flag real hard to get them to swing back around. There was a lot of wind or something, and he asked me one time. He goes, "Could you do me a favor?" I go, "What's that?" He goes, "Could you call the shot when they're right in front of me instead of on the other side of the spread?" I said, "No, everybody here's trying to hunt." Well, if you'll sit down here and flag by me, they'll finish right here instead of down there. And I thought, well, I'm trying to get everybody to shoot, not just you asshole.